Let all mortal flesh keep silence, and with fear and trembling stand. Ponder nothing earthly minded, for with blessing it is.
Today I offer my final reflection on Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. I spoke about Frankl in the book in my earlier reflections. We are only looking at his section of this book called Experiences in a Concentration Camp, in which he wrote about his own confinement in the Holocaust camps during World War II from the perspective of a psychiatrist. And in the first reflection, we picked up Frankl's insight that even in a concentration camp, even at home during a pandemic, we each still have the freedom to choose our attitude. And then last week, in our second reflection, we developed that a little further with Frankl, who noted that in choosing well, we give meaning and purpose to our life, or not. We can descend into pure animalhood, or we can actually, by choosing well, by choosing the good and the loving, we can add a deeper meaning and purpose to our life. Today, in this final reflection, we pick up the section where Frankl is speaking about those who have lost hope in the prison camps, who say that I have nothing to expect from life anymore. And Frankl says, what sort of answer can one give to that? And Frankl goes on to say, what was really needed was a fundamental change in our attitude toward life. We had to learn ourselves, and furthermore, we had to teach the despairing men that it did not really matter what we expected from life, but rather what life expected from us. We needed to stop asking about the meaning of life and instead to think of ourselves as those who were being questioned by life, daily and hourly. That's a profound change of perspective. If we consider that normally we do wonder, we do have certain expectations of life. We may even feel entitled that we should live in a certain way, at a certain lifestyle, or have certain things. And what Frankl says, what really matters is what life expects from us. And for us as Christians, we could substitute the word God for life and say it doesn't really matter what we expect from God, but rather what God expects from us. And this idea that Frankl has that we're being questioned by life or by God daily and hourly is really a profound truth. We find its parables in the sower, the parable of the sower of the seed, which Thomas Merton talks about in his book, New Seeds of Contemplation, chapter 5, I believe, in which he says, in every moment of every event of every person's life, God is planting, sowing something in our soul. And the question is, how do we respond to that seed that's being planted? And I think that's a direct parallel with what Frankl might be saying here. That we have that opportunity every moment to choose our attitude, to choose well, and that is the most important aspect of our life. It's not so much what we expect from life, but what life or God expects from us. And so how we respond then becomes unique to every one of us in one certain sense. But for a Christian, we're all called to seek what is true, to seek God, to seek His mercy and forgiveness and love, and to mirror that into the world. And in doing so, that becomes the ultimate meaning of our lives, the ultimate purpose of our lives. And in doing so, we begin to live out life in the kingdom now. We begin to live out our salvation now. And so what is true in Frankel is also true, I think, in our Christian life. And I ask you to reflect on that this week and to see how it might be true in your own life. So thanks for listening. God bless.